In this room, I've recorded all my videos for YouTube and Instagram for the past 2.5 years. Now you probably wonder, where's my PC or my table and all the equipment, and why does it sound so empty here? And that's because my wife and I are moving out of this apartment tomorrow. And not just to another apartment here in Switzerland, but we're moving nearly 10,000 kilometers away to Cambodia. In this video, I want to take you along this journey, and I want to share you my experiences, tell you the reasons why we are moving, and also show you the impact it will have on my freelancing career as a video artist. This video will be a bit different from what I've done in the past. It won't be a step-by-step Blender tutorial, but I'm super excited for this, and it's a big step in my life. And yeah, I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it, and maybe you can even learn something. Okay, so this is how the apartment looks now. Here's like the entrance. Still have my key light. We use this to paint this wall here. Then here we have the kitchen, also everything ready and cleaned. Then here's our office. This is the room you saw before, and you can also see, like right here was my desk, and I recorded all the videos against this wall. And then we have here, we ate dinner most of the time, and then we also have the living room, kind of bright in here. But yeah, also most of the stuff cleaned out. All the furniture that is still here is going to the person renting after us. She could buy some things from us, which is super helpful. And yeah, then here we have another room. Currently still some stuff like from the cleaning and everything in here. But yeah, that's basically it. Now we're just gonna clean the rest here, and then we are finished. 4 days later, it was time for our flight. We said goodbye to our loved ones and took the first step on our journey. The flight was around 12 hours to Singapore and then another 2 hours to Siem Reap. There, we got picked up by my parents-in-law. So here's just a quick backstory and also the reason why we specifically moved to Cambodia, Siem Reap. My wife's family all grew up in Switzerland, but my mother-in-law is adopted and was originally born in Cambodia and taken to Switzerland by a Swiss nurse because her biological parents abandoned her right before the civil war in Cambodia. That's why when my wife was 12 years old, they decided to move to Cambodia and founded an NGO and a church to help the people there. My wife and her brother went back to Switzerland when she was 18 to study, and that's where we met. Fast forward to today, 6 years later, me and my wife wanted to travel and see the world and experience living somewhere else than where I've grown up, and after visiting Siem Reap for 2 times and really liking it, Cambodia was the obvious choice. So back to our trip. The airport is around 1 hour away from my parents-in-law's house. That's also where we stayed for the first week while we were looking for our own apartment. We took a few days to settle in and looked at some houses. Exactly 1 week ago we arrived here in Cambodia, and yeah, the first week is over and you can see my setup a little bit. I got the screen 2 days ago and set it up yesterday, and it's a huge help because before at the small laptop screen it was like hard to see all the stuff, and it just helps you if you have a lot more space. This one is a 27-inch screen, I think, from Dell, and yeah, for around I think $320 I paid. Then also, last week wasn't the most productive week, so I didn't work like a full work day each day, but yeah, maybe like an afternoon or like in the morning or in the evening, and I got some work done. So I'm really excited to like getting back to that work rhythm, and yeah, like creating more stuff, like continuing with the client projects, getting new client projects, and yeah, just settling in again into the daily life. Then also big news, we got our apartment. Like we looked maybe at like 12 or 13 like apartments / houses. One apartment stood out. It's really beautiful. It's not too big, and the good news is also that we can already move in on Monday. So now it's Saturday, so in 2 days. And yes, really excited for that, and I can't wait to move there. A few days later, we could move into our apartment. So I packed everything up from my current setup and we took our luggage and moved. The apartment is a 2-bedroom apartment with some beautiful plants around and about 5 minutes from the city center. The cool thing is that 1 bedroom is separate, so we asked them to take the bed out, and it made for the perfect office and studio. We also got a table and an office chair from a nearby furniture shop, and I set up everything back again. Let me give you a quick room tour of how it looks now. Okay, so here we come up the stairs to the first floor, and then here is the entrance. Then here is like our apartment, the kitchen, couch and everything, and also behind there is our bedroom and the bathroom.
And then you can see here, over here is the office space. So let's go inside. And yeah, so it's still like not everything is finished. I still need to put some stuff here. You can see there's some garbage from the screen and everything laying around there. But yeah, I put my desk here with this beautiful view in the background. And yeah, I got my headphones here, my keyboard, my screen, and my laptop, of course. Maybe I'll buy another screen, I'm not sure yet. Then I have like all the cables back here, which I could hide from the front. And yeah, I'm not sure, maybe I will also move the table over here. This might also be nice. But yeah, I'm not sure. I might still be shifting things around. Also have my camera here, my other equipment. Then we also got some chairs. We still got some things here. We haven't like fully set everything up in the apartment. And yeah, we also got some clothes here just temporarily. Then we got like this small table here, probably not gonna use this. And then we also got an additional bathroom here, which is quite nice. So yeah, it's like its own little office, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I'm gonna finish everything, like build a nice background, set up everything up, and yeah. Okay, now it's 2 weeks ago since we landed here in Cambodia, and you can see I'm here in my office. It's still not finished. Let me tell you a little bit about how the whole freelancing is going. And yeah, it definitely helped a lot to finally like set up everything here. It is like final. That helps me to focus. And yeah, also got like my own table now and chair and everything, which is pretty nice. So regarding the client projects, like the one I talked about last week, the person I'm working with had some private stuff, and that's why like these two projects are a little bit delayed. But I got a new one today, and it's a pretty easy one. It's for, I think, $1,500 they said, and all they want is just like one shot of a city, but it needs to be like as realistic as possible. And they want it of London with the Thames River in the middle. I hope I pronounced it correct. And right now waiting for the 50% payment up front, as well as the reference and everything. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And also I've been getting back into publishing more reels, also working on a YouTube video, which I'm pretty excited. And also something I did, or also something I'm doing is like planning out the whole studio, because as you can see right now, it's still pretty empty. So yeah, that's basically what I'm working on right now.
In the following weeks, I worked on the client project. It ended up taking a bit longer than anticipated, but it was worth it, because with that I won a new recurring client, which will bring me more projects in the future. This is how the shot turned out in the end. It's not too complex. I just downloaded a 3D model of London and then added some more details, created a custom river texture, added some clouds in the sky and so on. And yeah, but what took the most time in the end was like refining the exact camera and coordinating with the compositor, because it was real footage to a CG takeover. Then I also had another client project where I had to turn this ChatGPT trend of these action figures into 3D. So because I'm not really good at 3D modeling and I needed like a quick solution and couldn't spend like 100 hours on each characters because it's just like a small detail in the whole animation, I used Meshy AI. It's a pretty cool tool with which you can create 3D models from image references. So actually Meshy AI also approached me afterwards and asked if they could sponsor a video. So because I already used it in this client project, it was the perfect fit. So this next part is sponsored by Meshy AI. Okay, so as the input or like as the reference, I got like a few images. Like I have these like cartoon looking characters. So that's what I got for the input. So then let's go over here to Meshy. So what I use here is the image to 3D function. So let's go here. All we need to do is select the image we want. So for this one, let's take this woman, for example. Then we drop it in and then it will automatically give it a name. This is just a title and doesn't like affect the outcome. So let's generate. So the first generation is really quick. It will just show you like 4 different versions, because there's like a lot of stuff in the image that the AI can't see and has to guess. So you can choose like which one of the 4 or closest to what you imagine. And this is really great. So this will take a few more seconds. We can already see them. So let's click it, and here they are. So now we see the differences a bit, like you especially see it in the face, but also like how they interpret like the hoodie a bit different. Then what I like to do is take a look at the back. So here, I think this one is the closest. Yeah, so now if I have decided, I can just click it, and now I have some more settings. So first of all, I can choose a target poly count. Then I can also choose a topology, so we can use quad because that's better for Blender. And of course, we want to generate some textures with it. So now we can confirm, and now it will take this version and yeah, just make it higher quality, add the textures and so on. Okay, so during the generation of this, just quickly let me tell you about the other cool features they have on the website besides text and image to 3D. So what they also have is like just a text generator. So if you modeled something, or if you have a model without texture, you can upload the exact model and they will texture it for you, like I did with this chair here, and it did a pretty good job. Then they also have this fun little tool, which is like a voxel generator. So here I just typed a prompt, like for example a cute little house, and then it created like these 4 different versions of different voxel resolutions of this house, which is pretty cool if you want to create something in that style. Here we go, it has finished creating and looks pretty nice. So in case there was like any problem, you could even like retry it, and then it will like do it a bit different, adjust some stuff. But I think for the use case I have, this is better, or like more than enough in terms of quality. So let's say we have something that's really bad, like let's say we have something weird right in front of here. What we could do is AI texture editing. So now we can select the part, and then we could like put a prompt in what they should change or add or whatever. Okay, and now we can see it added some stuff to it. You can see we also have different version, and we could apply it to the model now, but we're not going to do that because we want to keep it neutral for this one. But what we can do, for example, like here on the pants where you have like this imprint of the hand, we can press this smart healing button. So now with the brush, we're just gonna make it a bit smaller and gonna paint over this part. And now we can see it fixed it pretty nice. And yeah, now we can press apply to model. Then now we can see it's all cleaned up. Then we could also like retexture it or remesh. We can even rig it, which is pretty nice. But for this, it will be better to generate it in T-pose. And we also don't need that right now because the pose is already perfect and it's not gonna move. So let's download it. We can select blend file, which is perfect. And I can just append it and have everything in there. So yeah. All that is left is to download it now. Join over 2 million creators who already trust Meshy AI and sign up with the link below and get 100 credit for free to try it out yourself. Thanks again for Meshy AI for sponsoring this part of the video. After having my character from Meshy AI, I added a black board behind and a plastic cover in Blender, and that was already it. So the actual ones I created for the client projects are a bit different. I also added some gadgets to them, but because it's like an ongoing project, I can't show them to you. But yeah, it's really similar to the ones I showed before, but with like their logo and some different graphical elements and so on. So it has now been 8 weeks, nearly 2 months since we arrived here in Cambodia, and we definitely settled in. Last week we also started helping at my parents' in-laws church and NGO in the social media and video team. But for me it's only 1 day though, and the rest I still focus on my 3D business and social media because that's our only income here. Talking about income, I got some questions on Instagram about our budget and so on, like how expensive is living here in Cambodia, and it's still hard to say to give like a complete cost breakdown because for that it's still a bit early, but maybe I can do like a follow-up video, maybe YouTube Shorts or something. But what I can say is that for rent we pay around, I think it was like $620, but that's including the studio here, including the electricity, water, gardening, cleaning and so on. And then just in general, like our initial goal is to stay below $2,000 for 2 persons, me and my wife, including everything. So maybe that's still a bit high, maybe we can go lower, but it's still a bit early to say. But we're definitely gonna track our budgets and yeah, as I already said, maybe I can give some follow-up informations here once I know more. So in terms of how long we're gonna stay here, I got my business visa. It just arrived last Sunday, finally, but that is valid for 1 year. So we're gonna stay for at least a year. We're probably gonna like go back to Switzerland in December, like for Christmas, to visit family and everything. And we also wanna travel around in general, especially in Asia. So after 1 year, we don't have any plans yet, but we will let God lead us. Yeah, but for this year we are gonna stay in Cambodia, and from here we might do a few trips around Asia. But yeah, this is like our home for the next year. I hope you enjoyed this a bit different video, and I also hope that I could give you an insight of this journey we took here and also how it's going. If you have any questions, ask in the comments or join my Discord where I'm active. The link is in the description. Especially because it's a bit different, it will mean a lot if you could give a like if you liked it or dislike it if you don't. And also if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, or you can also post them on my Discord server where I'm active with a community of over 1,800 3D artists. And with that, I wish you all a great week and goodbye.